Imagine building a groundbreaking ChatGPT AI competitor for 100 times cheaper. Well, this is what the Chinese company DeepSeek has done in a very short period of time. And the internet isn't just going crazy. Literally, the stock market is crashing due to this one company, DeepSeek. Well, is this just another Chinese knockoff? Because cheaper isn't always better. And in this video today, I'm going to break down a side-by-side comparison between ChatGPT and DeepSeek AI. I'm going to find out how they stack up, run them through a variety of different prompts, and then show you exactly the pros and cons to each one of these AI chatbots. So you might be wondering, what is DeepSeek AI? Let me explain. DeepSeek is a Chinese AI model that recently hit the scene, promising ChatGPT-like performance at a fraction of the cost. Unlike many low-quality AI clones, DeepSeek appears more refined and capable, but how does it actually compare in real-world use? Well, let's go ahead and dig in a little deeper. DeepSeek was built with just $5 million in funding, and again, it was trained on a mix of Chinese and English data, making it a bilingual competitor. Meanwhile, OpenAI's ChatGPT has had years and years of development, massive funding, and access to some of the world's best AI researchers, and on top of that, some of the most expensive and advanced GPUs. This is an important factor to consider because China was banned to get these more advanced GPUs, but somehow DeepSeek was able to run a more advanced model on lesser or less advanced technology, allegedly. There are some people stating that they still get access to these more advanced GPUs, but more on that in another video. So can a budget AI model actually stack up and compete with a billion-dollar AI powerhouse? Well, I'm going to put them to the test, and let's dig into a side-by-side comparison before we start taking a look at some of the side-by-side prompt responses. Before we dig into the actual side-by-side comparison on the prompt responses, let's figure out how they actually stack up side-by-side. Again, a lot of this stuff is new, so it's moving pretty fast, and we don't have all the facts, but again, take these with a grain of salt. So comparing ChatGPT versus DeepSeek in a few different categories, starting off at logical reasoning and problem solving. Again, ChatGPT is probably going to take the cake here with a strong, complex reasoning with coding and game theory. DeepSeek is going to be decent, but struggles with some multi-step logic. Moving on to the next part, creativity and humor. ChatGPT wins this round with a more natural, nuanced, witty, and creative at writing jokes. And again, it just has a little bit more humanality to it. DeepSeek is also good in this category, but it tends to generate content, and the trends of stuff seem to be a little bit less rigid. Where DeepSeek probably takes the cake here is anything that's localized to China. Again, they're essentially building a lot of their resources and platform on Chinese databases. So anything that's localized to China, any technology that's mainly used in China, DeepSeek is going to have a much better understanding to that, and it's just going to work much more fluidly with the Chinese language. Again, on the flip side, ChatGPT works in a lot of different languages, but primarily it's going to be English is going to outshine just about anything else. Now, the speed is going to be another interesting thing, and this is going to vary on what time of day you're using things. The speed rates are always varying, but in general, ChatGPT is going to be a little bit slower on the free tiers. Compared to the paid tiers, you're likely going to outperform DeepSeek, but again, we're comparing the free ChatGPT here versus the paid one. So you might get a little bit more lightweight and faster response times on DeepSeek. General knowledge and training data. Again, ChatGPT is trained on basically all the internet and a lot of other data. So the vast amounts of global data is going to outperform and outshine DeepSeek. There's going to be a little bit more limitations on DeepSeek outside of China's knowledge. So the cost and accessibility, this is where DeepSeek really takes the cake. And this is why it's making so many headlines, because it's essentially able to do a lot more for a lot less. Again, it's not going to be better than OpenAI or ChatGPT in a lot of categories, but it's just really impressive that it was able to achieve so much for such a small amount of money. Again, I'm not super confident that that is the actual figure, the 5 million versus 500 million. Again, anything coming out of China needs to be probably put under a little bit of a grain of salt here. And then last but not least, we have the integration with tech ecosystems. ChatGPT has so many cool integrations, and essentially DeepSeek's going to integrate well with a lot of APIs, and it's going to be cheaper from that aspect. But depending on those like built-in integrations, for example, custom GPTs and any of these other add-ons, likely there's just, there's been 3 years of companies making stuff for OpenAI, so the general integration is going to work better, but DeepSeek is also working on integrating a lot more fluidly with a bunch of other programs, and especially with Chinese search engines and other technology in China. So final verdict, guys. Again, it's probably going to go to ChatGPT for me. I've been a hardcore user for about 3 years now. I've only been using DeepSeek for the past few weeks, but overall, I keep going back to ChatGPT. Maybe that's because I'm just more used to it, but I'm going to keep evolving, seeing how DeepSeek performs over time.
And guys, if you learned something new there, you're going to love this next part. I've partnered up with Amazon's Audible to give you a free copy of my #1 best-selling book, Global Career: How to Work Anywhere and Travel Forever. Global Career has been featured in prestigious publications like Forbes, CNBC, Entrepreneur Magazine, and even Lonely Planet. And with over 500 positive reviews, this book has helped hundreds of thousands earn from anywhere. To get your free copy and start a 30-day free trial of Audible, all you have to do is visit globalcareerbook.com/audio today, or just scan the QR code on the screen here.
In short, guys, DeepSeek versus AI, they're going to have two very different resources and use cases. Basically, the overall consensus for DeepSeek is it's a lot cheaper and it does a really good job for how cheap it is. So if you have an API business and you don't need such an advanced sort of ecosystem, you're likely going to be able to save a ton of money and probably not lose a lot of your customers or infrastructure if you have a ChatGPT wrapper or software business built on ChatGPT. You can probably get 85 to 90% as good response rates just by switching over, and you're going to save 90% of your money by doing that. That's the use case that I see DeepSeek really taking a lot of business from ChatGPT. As far as like the more casual users, the people using it daily, again, I don't think it's really going to matter so much, but the hardcore users like myself who use it at every aspect of my business, from a personal use, I'm not using the API stuff, so it's not that expensive for me. $20 a month, I get so much use case out of that. But let's go ahead and actually dig into how do the prompting for ChatGPT versus DeepSeek actually stack up. So guys, there's my opinion on this, but I want you to decide. I'm going to read out the replies for DeepSeek, and then also I'm going to read out the prompts for ChatGPT. And I want to hear, who do you think actually answered better? There's some subjectiveness to this, but I'm curious how you think. Leave a comment below. Which one do you think is better in these prompts? So to find out which one is actually smarter, I'm going to give both DeepSeek and ChatGPT 3 tough prompts designed to push their reasoning, creativity, and problem solving to the limit. So test number 1 is logical reasoning. This is the prisoner's dilemma. The prompt here is: you and your friend are arrested for a crime. You each have 2 choices: stay silent or betray each other. If both of you stay silent, you each serve 1 year. If one betrays and the other stays silent, the betrayer goes free while the other one gets 3 years. If you both betray, you each serve 2 years. What should you do? So here, guys, here's the result from ChatGPT. Let's take a look. Let me know what you think of this reply. And hey guys, this is the response from DeepSeek. Take a look at this and let me know in the comments which one you think is actually better. Feel free to pause the screen here if you want to read the replies. The next test here is who is more funny? Is DeepSeek or ChatGPT a better comedian? And again, the prompt I'm going to ask here is to write a stand-up comedy joke. So the prompt I'm giving is write a stand-up comedy joke about AI that is actually funny. Again, guys, this is something that is very simple, but let's go ahead and take a look at ChatGPT's response right here. And let me know what you think. Is this actually funny or not? And then, hey guys, let's take a look at DeepSeek's AI response. Were they actually able to come up with a good joke here? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think. Now guys, I'm not a physicist, but ChatGPT and DeepSeek apparently have some pretty good knowledge and basically can scour the entire internet and a huge amount of databases. So let's figure out who is going to give us the best answer here. Let's dig into this prompt. Explain quantum physics in a way a 5-year-old would understand. Again, guys, this prompt is so important because ChatGPT is so good at taking advanced topics and simplifying it for people to easily understand. So let's figure out if this DeepSeek response is better here. Leave a comment below if you think it's better. And then if the ChatGPT response is going to be better here, let us know in the comments. Who is the better quantum physics? Were they able to explain it like it was 5 to you? And again, guys, let's see how those prompts pan out. And now, guys, one final question that you've probably all been waiting for is, why haven't you subscribed yet? And we'll go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Again, about 90% of people watching my videos haven't subscribed yet. It really helps me know what videos are good, what you guys actually like, and then it allows me to get a little bit more motivation to make those types of content. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Overall, guys, it is so cool. I love that there's other competitors in the space. And the reason this is good is it's pushing the envelope for technology. It's going to make the world better. It's going to make businesses a little bit more fun. Again, I love using ChatGPT and AI systems to just make my business run more efficiently, more smoothly, and to get people like you better results. So if you're curious to learn a little bit more about how I help people earn from anywhere, I'm going to leave another video up here that's been hand selected just for you. And again, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.